Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're zeroing in on a habit that, let's face it, pretty much all of us have, but we almost never question. We're going straight to the core of your productivity to figure out the absolute optimal audio environment for your study sessions. We'll be using some real, solid data to help you pin down your own personal focus formula. So, let's jump right in. All right, be totally honest with yourself for a second. Do you always study with music playing? For so many of us, the literal first thing we do when we sit down at our desks is instinctively grab our headphones. It's just a completely passive habit, right? We hit play and automatically assume it's helping us zone in. But here's the catch. The truth is, the answer completely depends on the specific task in front of you. There's no magic one-size-fits-all playlist that works for everything. The context of your work absolutely matters, and a blanket approach to your study soundtrack might actually be holding your brain back. Okay, Section 1. The study music dilemma, matching audio to the task. Based on our source material, we first need to clearly define what we mean by complex tasks. We're talking about your brain's heavy lifting activities. Think solving advanced math equations or trying to decode really difficult reading assignments. These are the kinds of tasks that demand a serious working memory and top-tier cognitive processing power. Which brings us to Section 2, when lyrics become distractions, the cost of words. So this creates a pretty massive friction point. When you listen to songs with words while studying, you're essentially forcing your mind to do two competing things at exactly the same time. On one hand, you're trying to process complex academic information, but on the other hand, your brain is automatically trying to process the language and the emotion of those song lyrics. It's a phenomenon known as semantic interference. Simply put, lyrics distract your brain. The words in your absolute favorite songs literally pull your focus right off the numbers and text in your textbook. It is a constant cognitive tug of war. And when it comes to those heavy-lifting, complex tasks we talked about, lyrics actively sabotage your ability to retain information. Let's move to Section 3, calm sounds and silence, finding a better background. So, if lyrics are out, what are your alternatives? Well, for a superior, highly focused setup, you really have three solid options here: soft instrumental music, ambient nature sounds, or just pure, unadulterated silence. The magic here is that because they lack words, these options don't demand any active language processing from your brain whatsoever. The reasoning behind these specific choices is pretty straightforward. They may help some people stay calm. You see, the goal of your study audio isn't to entertain you while you work. The actual goal is to keep your nervous system regulated and focused, giving your brain the green light to dedicate 100% of its energy entirely to the complex task at hand. All right, on to Section 4, the 2-day focus test, a simple method to find what works. The best way to figure this out is incredibly simple. Test both. Seriously, we are going to take a step back and treat our study habits like a personal science experiment. No more guessing, no more assumptions. It's time to gather some actual data on ourselves so we can find exactly what maximizes our own focus. So here is your actionable step-by-step plan. Step 1, study for one entire day in total silence. Step 2, study the very next day using calm background sounds, like those soft instrumentals or nature audio we mentioned. And then, Step 3, just compare the two. Objectively look at which one actually helped you lock in and get the work done better. And that leads us into Section 5, your unique brain, the final verdict. The ultimate takeaway from all this is that everyone's brain is just wired differently. There is absolutely no single right answer here. What works like a charm for your best friend might completely derail your own focus, and that's totally fine. We all have unique cognitive wiring, and acknowledging that neurodiversity is really the very first step to unlocking true productivity. The entire point of running that 2-day A/B test is to empower you to find what actually works for you. It's about ignoring all that generic, one-size-fits-all advice and discovering your very own personal optimization strategy. Trust me, it's going to save you so much time and frustration in the long run. So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a quick thought for your very next study session. What will your focus formula be? Are you going to stick to the lyrics that are secretly distracting you? Or are you ready to actually run the 2-day test and unlock your real potential? The experiment starts tomorrow. Thanks so much for tuning in.